Hey guys, what's going on? So today's video is going to be a little bit shorter just from the simple fact that today's a work day and I got to go work in a few hours. So I got to record this and try to do as much as I can before I upload it tonight. But we're going to talk about the Nintendo Direct yesterday. But let's go down. I got a list again of like what they showed. So they showed off their Smash characters. So there's one left and then that's it as far as I know. Is Kazuma, I think is his name, from Tekken. My whole Tekken history started and ended with Tekken 2. I haven't really been into Tekken after that. Out of the 3D fighters, I was more of a Soul Calibur / Virtual Fighter fan, with Virtual Fighter really being my choice hand to hand. However, when it comes to all, fighters, it's always Street Fighter. Street Fighter's my main thing. Mortal Kombat I had some fun with here and there, so for me it was kind of like, Life is Strange, all of it's coming to the Switch. Saw the old games, the new one, True Colors, coming to Switch, that's great. Guardians of the Galaxy, coming to Switch, I was kind of surprised by that. Worms Rumble, cool. Dear Villagers, weird game, didn't really do anything for me. And that's kind of the theme for this whole thing, is that a lot of stuff didn't really do anything for me, but the ones that did a good job. 2 Point Campus, I'm not surprised by that after they announced that the other day. Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz. This is a collection of, I think, the first 3 Monkey Ball games. I had a little while where I played it on GameCube, and I played the GBA one. And I mean, they were fun, but it's not anything that I'm like really hampering. It kind of reminds me of the old game Marble Madness, but not quite as hard, with like cute monkeys and stuff in it. So that's pretty cool, but I know there's people really excited by that. All right, Mario Party Superstars. If you're a Mario Party fan, that's cool. It's 5 classic game boards from the N64 era, and I guess 100 of the best games throughout the Mario Party series. Sounds cool for people in Mario Party. Explains why Super Mario Party got that online mode. I would have really preferred to see this, though, as an extra DLC pack for Super Mario Party, as opposed to its own game. Everybody I've talked to that's really into Mario Party has made it sound like there's just not enough content in that for it to be a Super Mario Party. So, alright, this is going to be a big one. I'm going to get back into this a little bit later, but Metroid 5, Metroid Dread. This is the one I kind of lost my mind for. Now, out of all the series I like Mario, I like Zelda just like anybody else, but I love Metroid. I've been playing through Super Metroid once again on my Super NT and enjoying the heck out of it. And I never really understood, well, we'll get into it in a minute, we'll just go through the list, but I was stupid excited. I was really giddy to see this. Just Dance 2022. I was not stupid giddy to see this. I just don't care about the Just Dance games. I know some people do, but oh man, that is not my jam. Cruisin' Blast. So Cruisin' Blast is a sequel to the Cruisin' USA, Cruisin' World games. There's been a few of them over the years. They said this is an actual arcade game. I've never seen it, but cool. I mean, I like arcade racers. If the price is right on the eShop, like $20 or something, I may actually pick this up and mess around with it. Dragon Ball Kakarot looked like it had some DLC stuff coming, or maybe it's just coming to the Switch. I don't know. I don't really keep up on that. Mario Golf. This is one they previously announced. I'm excited for it. It looks really cool how they're kind of like mixing a little bit of like Mario Kart with like power-ups and stuff into like speed golf, so I'm kind of excited to see how that works out. Monster Hunter Stories 2, it looks cool. I like the art style of the game. I don't really know much about it, but I've been impressed with Rise so far, so with what I played of it anyways. I haven't really gotten around to much Switch game playing in like the last month or so. Shin Megami Tensei 5, once again, not my jam. A lot of people are excited for this, and I'm very happy for them, but for me, it just looked like something that didn't really appeal to me very much. I do like JRPGs, but I tend to like them in a more traditional style, like you saw back on the Super Nintendo days, like, kind of turn-based or like tactics-based games, so those are kind of my thing. Danganronpa is getting a whole collection on the Switch, so. Alright, the other one that made me excited, Fatal Frame. I actually love this series a lot. It's you looking for ghosts, and the only way to chase the ghosts off is by shooting them with a camera. So me, YouTuber, obviously, I like cameras, so Seeing something like this, very, very cool. Can't wait to play it. It is a port from the Wii U. I don't know if there was a US release. I thought there was only a Japanese release, but I could be wrong about that. Then Doom DLC got announced. Tony Hawk coming to the Switch got announced. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, the remake. Strange Brigade, I've heard a lot of good things about this. Never played it. Apparently it's on Game Pass, and my friends have been telling me I need to download it and play this, so I probably will sooner or later. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope already got announced. I already shared with you guys how excited I was for this. It is looking really cool, and I'm really happy with it. More and more I look at it, it looks similar, like the battle tactics style is very similar to Valkyria Chronicles, which is another strategy series I like. So the one that surprised me, I've never been an Advance Wars person, but I was really surprised to see remakes of Advance Wars 1 and 2, and I know people, I have friends that were losing their freaking mind with that. So to see Advance Wars, freaking awesome. Hyrule Warriors DLC, okay, this is when they start getting into the Zelda stuff. Skyward Sword, I still don't like that game, and all the characters have DSLs for some reason. I never could figure that out, but cool. Alright, this one was cool, and I kind of called it, but it's kind of bad too. So they did say that they have nothing else planned for the 35th anniversary besides this. I have a theory behind that, and it's going to be a separate video, but I think what we're seeing is how Nintendo's being affected by the transistor shortages, and basically the fabs are just overwhelmed right now. So Nintendo's probably not getting much fab time to get like their NAND flash chips pressed, like new like chips for the Switch, like the Tegra chips and stuff like that. And so I think this is kind of showing you a little bit of how that's affecting them. But the Zelda Game & Watch, very cool. I love that it has Link's Awakening on it. And Link's Awakening is something I never really played. And so the first time I played it was the remake on the Switch. So it'll be fun to go back and play the Game Boy version on here. But one of the things I thought was a little bit funny about this was these new Game & Watches, they advertise that it's a color screen. And there's a color version of this game called the DX with an extra dungeon. I'm just kind of like, why'd they choose the black and white one? That seems strange to me. It literally says on the box, color screen. Put the color version on there. And then they showed us a little bit of Breath of the Wild 2. Give us a little bit of idea what's going on. So there's parts of the map that are in the sky. I'm just going to go ahead and assume there's probably subterranean parts too. So that's probably how they're expanding the map from the last game. It's still the same map, but there's probably just like new areas above and below. Looks like Link's arm is now like kind of what the Sheikah Slate was in the first one. So now his arm's got this like weird kind of gross like mechanical look to it, and he can still like, use stasis and stuff like that, but it's kind of like used in different ways. It looks like he can like reverse time. He can actually go through solid objects. So, it was a good look, but the game's not coming out until 2022, so I'm going to reserve judgment, but honestly, I am stupid excited for that game. Alright, so it seems like Nintendo's interested in going back and visiting old properties, which is great. Maybe it's like a new thing that this president's doing, but in the past, my favorite series that Nintendo ever made, Metroid, has always gotten kind of like kicked to the curb because, in all honesty, it's never been the most best-selling property. It's not a Mario, it's not a Zelda, and it seems like Nintendo just kept on wanting to pump those out to keep their profits up and stuff. But to see Metroid get another game after, I thought it was originally 17 years, but now 19 years, I'm through the moon right now. And also, like, this is a bigger deal to me because the Metroid Prime series was actually always kind of the prequels and kind of stood on their own, where the traditional Metroid, Metroid 2, Samus Returns, Super Metroid, and Metroid Fusion, which were basically Metroid 1 through 4, were always the main storyline that the original creator intended. And although it wasn't necessarily Nintendo themselves that worked on this, it looks like it's Mercury Stream that worked on Metroid 5, which are called Metroid Dread, which is great that they stuck with that name. I'll explain in a minute. My favorite thing about this is the fact that they got the original guy that was always been working on this to kind of like go in there, give us 2 cents, say that this looks good, this doesn't look good. This is what my original intent was, because if you don't know the history of Metroid Dread, in Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, there's a mention of Metroid Dread almost being finished, and that being like the next mainline Metroid game. And the mainline Metroid games have always been side-scrollers, by the way. So it kind of got announced there, so it was almost finished. It was supposed to come to the DS, I think. Then it didn't come. It got canceled. And he kind of came out and said that if the game ever came out again, they would have to restart development all over again. And so we've just been sitting here waiting for this game. And it's been freaking 19 years since the last proper Metroid game, which was Fusion. Unfortunately, it looks like Metroid 5 is probably the last one. He said this is the last one in Samus's kind of like Metroid story, like her arc of like Metroid altogether. So I'm kind of curious if they'll keep Samus and maybe call the series something else, or if they'll always have like that Metroid tagline on there. But he almost made it sound like the intent is to drop the Metroid line and continue on in the galaxy with something else. It's at least what I got from him. I don't know if that's true, but we'll see. But Metroid Dread, it looks cool. You're always kind of like running from these characters. There's like a cloaking ability to kind of hide yourself from them so you can move throughout the map. There's a new sliding ability to go underneath certain areas. When you go underneath these like little cracks and stuff, the big baddies can't follow you, but plenty of like little monsters. The map layout already looks really cool. I like how they kind of go like in 3D and then back into 2D for like the different scenes and stuff like that. And it just kind of does it like seamlessly. So I'm stupid excited. I've been waiting a long time for this. And although a lot of the directs and a lot of the presentations at E3 were not necessarily the best compared to what we were used to in the past, and I think Microsoft definitely won this as far as like overall announcements. But for me personally, Nintendo won just because of Metroid 5. I've been waiting a very long time for this. But I would say, just to finish off all my thoughts on E3 altogether, the games I'm probably most looking forward to right now is Stalker 2. That game, it was called Replaced, which had like the pixel art stuff, and Metroid 5. Those are like my biggest ones. There's other stuff here and there I'm going to pick up, obviously, like Mario Golf and stuff like that. I mostly focus on Nintendo stuff here, but those games looked freaking cool, and I want to play them like right now. Unfortunately, Replaced 2022, like many of the stuff at the Microsoft conference. But that's one thing I do have to say that Nintendo did very well, is all the games that were shown in this presentation are coming out pretty much for the most part this year, like later this year. Some stuff they just kind of rehashed. It's already been announced. But it was really only Zelda, whatever they're going to call it, like Breath of the Wild 2, which was shown for 2022. Everything else is coming soon, and I like that. Because like the Microsoft conference, the one thing I have to say about it is like pretty much everything is not coming until next year. There was very little they showed that was coming this year, So anyways, that's my thoughts on the Nintendo press conference. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Next video, I'll tell you right now, is going to be me talking about what's going on with Nintendo right now and why they announced such few stuff and the stuff that they announced. I think if you read the room and you see what's going on with no Switch Pro announcement, or whatever they're going to call it, I think if you look at the games that they chose to release this year, I think we get a very clear picture of some of the struggles Nintendo's having right now because of the pandemic, and that's what my next video is going to be about. So I hope to see you guys there. Catch you later. Bye.